I think a man that's not rich paying for everything is foolish. It's not appreciated any way. So
that's true.
That's not true.
Truly not. The reason why it's not appreciated, that's like you bringing roses every single day. After a while, she feel as though you are supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And she could be working, stashing all her bread.
People that we hear talking on our shows really just be kicked up with their feet at the crib, chilling. We haven't ran into one woman that actually had a workload at the crib.
It's not the same level of prioritizing for severity of importance. You cannot do the dishes, we gonna survive. You cannot wash the clothes, you cannot cook, we are Uber Eats, you cannot take the kid to practice, you cannot do all that. But if I don't pay these bills,
You're saying it's not the same thing,
it's
but
not close.
in means of stress, labor, things like that, can't take away the responsibility of a person who is a housewife.
Bro, we're not putting paying mortgage with washing clothes.
Because
bro.
hold on.
I think a man that's not rich paying for everything is foolish. And the reason why is because at the moment when a man pays everything, it's not appreciated any way. So
that's true.
That's not true.
Truly not.
No. It depends who you're dealing with. That's not true.
I agree.
You don't do nothing for me.
It's not that.
Hold on. Can we say
Every woman
every
say that.
woman?
That is not
You don't
true.
do nothing for me. The moment y'all argue, you do nothing.
Let me tell you.
That's not true.
Let me say this.
We had this conversation.
The reason why it's not appreciated, that's like you bringing roses every single day. After a while, she feel as though you are supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And she could be working, stashing all her bread. Here's the reality. In today's society, bro, it's hard as shit. So why you think men die 10 to 15 years earlier than a woman?
Stress.
Because we dealing with a massive amount of stress. And if I got a woman there, I'm not saying she got to pay all the bills, but my woman got to put something to the table because you got to be some kind of help. I can't, unless I'm balling, I can't have a woman that ain't willing to help me when I'm struggling.
I just felt
we have to apply some type of pressure to our woman to make sure that she there for the right reasons. So if you want to have a princess and you want to take care of her completely, cool, that's all fine and dandy. But for the majority of people, your woman need to be putting in some type of form of something to make sure that she trying to see and make sure y'all get to the finish line together.
like to piggyback on that, we had this conversation like a couple of days ago, and I feel like we all, I think as men, right, and even on this podcast, we don't let 200 women come in here, right? And whenever we have the conversation about a man paying all the bills, we allow people to make it seem like they are equal, right? Meaning, when a woman, we be here having a debate, and a woman be like, all right, he pay all the bills, so what? I do X, Y, and Z. I don't think, I think that we let everybody just brush past that, like a nigga paying all the bills is somehow
opens the door
the same as whatever you're doing in the house.
Or that is easy.
Whatever you're doing in the house. Basically, I'm sacrificing my life, right? If I go out and I work 40 hours a week and I come home, right, and I'm paying everything, there is nothing that you're doing in the house, right? Let's just say, for instance, the dishes in the sink. The dishes that's in the sink, the stress that gives you is nothing like the stress that I deal with when, damn, first of the month in 5 days, rent $2,000, I only got $900, I gotta figure this shit out. That stress and the stress of whatever the you doing in the crib, we somehow let people
make it
the same. It is.
I agree with this brother 1,000%. I'm gonna be honest. In my day-to-day life, I feel the exact same way. If I am taking care of all the bills and the expenses, the scales is gonna be imbalanced already right there. So if it's imbalanced, that means that somebody has to pick up the slack on other things that I don't want to do. If I just don't happen to feel like wanting to do any home duties, now if I want to, that's cool. But if I'm taking care of your life, if I'm literally providing 100% of provisioning for you, you like a child to me at that point. So you need to pick up some other form of slack and not complain about it, because I'm not complaining about making sure that you're taken care of. I agree with this man 100%.
Not the same.
So I think that it can be the same.
It's never. It's not.
I'm gonna tell you why. You're naming a woman that's at a home of leisure. If you at the crib taking care of a newborn, a 1-year-old.
No, we add.
No, because that's the point. The real point of a house.
No, still go with it.
Yeah,
go with it.
Yeah, the real point of a housewife that they be trying to talk about is a person that's at home running these kids around and everything. Like, yo, I'm to soccer practice at this time over there. This one's crying. I got this one over here. I'm running. It's supposed to be like that. But with the people that we hear talking on our shows really just be kicked up with their feet at the crib, chilling.
Watching
We haven't ran into one person. We haven't ran into one woman that actually had a workload at the crib.
And then think about this: if they had this
Atlanta Housewives, Basketball Wives, every sitcom or reality TV show, that's what they indulged in at the moment.
show, where the baby at?
I'm gonna say this though.
Listen.
No, let me say this. Hold on.
Go ahead,
Because I want the ladies to get on this. Like, what he said, I think went over everybody's head. If those dishes don't get done, we not homeless. If that kid don't go to soccer,
we not homeless. They
eating
not
dinner.
the same.
It's not the same level of prioritizing for severity of importance.
They
You
spitting.
cannot do the dishes, we gonna survive. You cannot wash the clothes, you cannot cook, we Uber Eats, you cannot take the kid to pregnant, you cannot do all that. But if I don't pay these bills, we're
and that's what I'm saying. We so brainwashed because we hear it over and over and over again. They are in no shape, form. It's not even close.
Yeah.
It's like people on the internet do it, and it's like now everything that the men do, right, is always just like brushed under the table. All right, the nigga pay all the bills, but so what? Blah blah. People say it like it's such a small thing, and somehow we allow them to glorify all this. That they, no, in comparison though. In comparison though.
So this
And
is
that's why a lot of guys are afraid of relationships. I'm not gonna lie. This is the biggest turning point, is that it's gonna get thrown back up in your face. If you say she not doing something, the things you feel like you doing, it means nothing if it's not coming from her. That's the scary part about all this.
the difference. Well, what I'm
We don't know that.
We're not putting paying mortgage with washing clothes,
because
bro.
hold on, because this is the other part.
But the thing
This is always put as if the nigga's doing a hard job.
It don't matter,
It
Dad.
do.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter. No, it does not matter.
Hold on.
No, it don't.
You just said it.
You allow you.
Hold on, go ahead.
You literally just said it does because you said it with stress. If a nigga got $1 million, he not.
Well, how
stressed.
many people got millions of dollars, Dad?
So
we're talking about.
We're
I just said a nigga who worked 40 hours a week, right? So what we keep doing is we keep moving the goalposts.
Yeah.
We don't know a lot of fucking millionaires.
We don't know a lot of niggas that pay all the bills.
I do.
A lot of guys.
I don't know.
I do.
Where they
Hold
at?
on, a lot of guys pay all the bills, and regardless whether I'm making $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, whether I'm working in construction or I'm working in the office, it does not matter. I'm still taking care of her 100%. I take the load off of her, the stress to even have to think about certain things. That still matters regardless whether I'm coming in the house tired or not. I just don't want to do that because I don't have to at that point.
I do. That's how I was raised. Every nigga in my family pay all the bills.
Yeah.
He got where your brother at?
Every nigga in my family pay all the bills. My motherfucking cousin.
You know what's sad? Why do women always be like, where you at? Like as if you don't have some guy that's willing to do that for you. You just don't like him.
Everybody I see their wives going to work. I know they pay bills. Like you feel
In my case,
Listen, millionaires, they going through the same.
I'm watching a lot of
Millionaires get no
Instagram.
child support.
Listen.
The wives on the
I'm gonna give you the
internet
spin of
talking
that.
crazy.
I'm gonna give you the spin of that.
Ladies, help us.
Let me give you the spin of that. The crazy part is, right, the nigga that's the millionaire that pay all the bills don't get the complaints at home. He be the nigga that could do whatever the he want. The nigga that pay all the bills ain't getting these comparisons, right? Because the nigga that's the millionaire that pay all the bills, she could just wash the dishes. The nigga could come throw some more in the sink and she ain't gonna say nothing.
Or he
because the nigga
paying
the millionaire.
a millionaire probably paying somebody to wash them dishes for
Come
him.
on, bro.
Yeah, so I think what almost like what Deb was saying was you're saying it's not the same thing,
It's
but
not close.
right in means of stress, labor, things like that. But I think of responsibility, like you can't take away the responsibility of a person who is a housewife. I'm not talking about the one that's kicking up their feet watching Real Housewives, but the one who's actually doing the work, making sure that his lunch is made, making sure that there's dinner cooked when he comes home, making sure his clothes are washed. If
ironed.
if you're kind of like spreading everything out, okay, well, dishes ain't gonna. Yeah, listen, we already know that if the bills ain't paid, then we're out of the house, right? We understand that, but it's more than just paying the bills. Everybody has their own responsibility. It's a helpmate. So I'm not taking away. Like I never had that issue in my house. My ex, he paid the mortgage, right? He paid the mortgage. He paid my car note. He paid like the major bills. I paid the cable, the PSE&G. And you know what? And I was in school at one point, and sometimes I was even short with that. And I would tell him, and he's like, all right, I got it. And I'm like, listen, I'm going to take care of this. I bought all the furniture in the house when I was able to. So it's a give and take at times.
So do you feel like if a dude paid the bills, all the main bills, like you pay miscellaneous bills, but if you feel like a dude paid all the main bills, you feel
What
like...
you want, baby?
No,
What you
I'm
want? How
just
you
saying,
want? No.
do you feel like...
Good.
Do you... Should a woman complain, or is it comparable? Because I don't think
know.
either one is
I don't think
comparable.
you-
I just think it's
you
rules.
can complain.
I just think it's rules
Now, hold
because
on. Go ahead.
because so I know you say it from a different perspective, but I just want you to speak from a woman's point of view. If a dude was a stay-at-home husband, right?
Which I know one.
And you was just the lawyer or whatever, or you got a good ass job, and you was doing doubles and triples, and
I know one.
Cause you gotta think about it.
She's a nurse. She works by the
dude,
clock.
listen,
You know where I'm going.
let me wash some clothes. I'll clean some, bro. Let me cook the kids some
You
dinner.
know why
what I'm
women know
saying?
it's not
I will
comparable,
have
women?
that done by 10 o'clock in the morning. Dinner will be done.
You probably
Clothes
would.
will all be washed.
But you know
all
why
that
they
shit.
know it's not
Let me-
comparable, bro? Because they would never switch places.
So let
That's
me,
not true.
and I gotta come home and the mortgage 3,000. I gotta do a double at home. I'm coming home, fingers up, body up,
Okay,
and I'm coming home.
Hey, let me ask y'all a real
I'm
question.
saying, think about it though.
Let me ask y'all a real question to piggyback on what Dad was
Yeah.
saying. Do we know more people that pay the bills, right? That pay all of the bills, right? Or do we know more people that are stay-at-home wives that do the role the proper way? Because how many?
I think a lot of guys pay all the bills. Nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody want to act like women. See, here's the thing about it: women are working, but a large majority of their money is not going into paying bills. That's the difference. Now, whether it might be for groceries or a small bill or other things, usually guys are paying the bulk of the heavy load of bills because usually guys like to take that weight off of their woman's shoulders most of the times.
How
The second one, they don't do the proper role.
How many of these stay-at-home wives with all of these responsibility that do the stay-at-home wife thing the correct way? How many do we know? A lot of those, or do we know a lot of niggas who pay all the bills?
A lot of niggas that pay the bills.
So this is it. You said what I said. I said we had a bunch of people come on here. Nobody had those workloads. But what I will say is it's something that you brought about switching, right? I've seen people, right? Like my mans, who some people in this room know, 4 people in this room know, he got one of those, go to work 40 hours a week, he paid a John. He got a 4-piece at the crib. The 4-piece that he got at the crib and what's going on in there, that, like, if I'm talking about them, he would never switch.
Multiple?
He would never switch. Like, if you said, okay, she could go, right? So the moment that she got the opportunity to not do that and go to work, because it's like, okay, now I know where I'm at. I drive to this location, I get my gig, we get the bread, I pay this. When you dealing with, only I'm sick, this one fighting, this or that. It's not the world's in a balance stress that GB's talking about. We just talking about the constant nerves, because we could both go to the 40-hour job and just bring the bread in. And the first chance she got to abandon that post, it was like, thank God, my nigga, because now I just go to the gig, I get my bread, the bills is paid, I don't got to worry about it, because when I was looking at that workload and he look at that workload, that nigga ain't want that joint. But we just don't see that many people with that. That's the shit that we saw. That's the shit.
No, it is.
But back in the day,
back in the day, 100%.
So a lot of the rules that we brought into the future
That's all I'm saying.
based off of the shit that was back in the day. So I'm saying if a person has a back in the day scenario, then it's a little bit different.
The women
than
be
these
wanting
bitches
that
now.
though.
But they're not doing that. But they're not doing that.
They want that back in the scenario,
No,
but
they
they
just want the
can't.
finance.
They say
handle
they
it.
want it.
They don't want it.
They don't want it.
that.
They can't.
Yeah. I thought she was about to expound upon it. Yeah, women say that they want to be back in the day. I just reacted to a video like a couple videos ago. Woman saying that she felt like she was built for back in. No, you're not. You don't want to be back then. You would definitely break down. You would cry because you wouldn't be able to handle it. You already born in this time period right now. This is what you're built for. Back then, those women were built different. They could handle and endure a whole lot more because they understood how men were set up. So they might say they want the traditional role of being a wife or stay-at-home wife, but they can't deal with everything that comes with it because it looks good on paper, but in reality, it definitely can be chaotic.
can handle
They don't
it.
want that.
They don't want
This
that.
is what a lot of the women want. They want a man to pay the bills, take care of them, make them feel like a princess, buy them the car, put the big bow on it, and do the. And they want to go get the hair and nails done. But I was going to say this. It's different. If a man is paying all the bills, I think this is like the kind of like, if he's paying all the bills, right? I've seen it where a woman was staying home, whatever. He's paying the bills, and it's like you don't do. He's talking crazy to her. He don't have respect for her because he felt like because you can't do nothing. So like you home, you're a housewife. I'm paying all these bills. You can't speak on anything. And that's like a kind of a toxic situation.
Well, I'll tell you what I think happens with that. A lot of women let themselves go. They start losing themselves. They feel like they losing their identity and they start crashing. And that's when the guy starts trying to give some type of form of discipline or pushback or just critique. Women don't like hearing the critiques. They want to, you're doing this, you're putting this, you're throwing this up in my face that you're taking care of me. I'm at home. That's where the problem comes into play at. Usually women, they stop working out. They stop trying to be attractive. They stop trying to be sexy. And now this dude feel like he's still taking care of you and you're not putting nothing back into the situation as well. And even your at-home life job ain't even that hard either.
What's going on though? It all depends on what's going on. It's all about appreciation. If a dude going, trust
not
me,
in this situation.
If a dude going,
I know them very closely.
I'm gonna tell you, we all men in here, and we probably all agree. If a dude saying that, she had to be saying something.
No.
Yeah.
But why can't people just be an asshole?
Because a dude not gonna volunteer to
true.
pay all the bills and then in turn say,
I'm
you ain't doing nothing.
Because I know
you just sitting around.
That's
he
not
had
true.
to respond to something.
That's not
The
true.
dishes in the sink.
Because I know them personally. What it is that he was very jealous. He didn't want her to go to work. She could only stay there. She had to follow every single rule that he gave. So it was a little different scenario. You can't say that he's always responding to her.
Do we know situations where niggas pay all the bills and a woman still tell them you ain't never do nothing for me, you don't do nothing?
Absolutely.
And that's tough.
You hear that? You hear that just as much. And a nigga is paying all the bill. My point is, we watch situations where a nigga pay all the bills and you still see women act like it's a small thing. But in the same sentence, act like that they doing is somehow up here and the nigga paying all the bills is somehow down here.
But what are they do? What are they doing? They're acting like that, but what are they doing? They're not doing much of anything.
Well, he's saying they're not.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
He's saying they're putting a load of clothes in the thing, pressing stuff.
That ain't
acting like it's
correct.
Equal. So my question is, you guys argue back and forth. Why just not communicate what's going on in the relationship? Just talk about it instead of yelling of each other, the man and the woman. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm like in general. Why don't you communicate? Listen, you're not doing this. Sit down. No, sit. This is what I pay the bills. I expect you to do this. If you can't do it, at least help me half the dishes. Like let's say the dishes. I said I don't appreciate that the dishes are not done. I don't appreciate that I have to bust my ass 40 hours. I gotta come here stressed that I only have $900. In 5 days, the bill is I have to pay this mortgage or whatever it is, the rent, and I don't have it, and you're stressing me. Why not communicate that?
Because y'all judge us when
That's
we can't pay
true.
it.
I was just about to say that. Do not go to your woman. If you short on the money, I'm going to be honest. If you need to be on top of your bills and finances, just being honest. You shouldn't be in a position where you have to be like, hey, baby. The only thing you should be telling her is that you need to probably cut back if you're spending a little bit too much or something like that. But to say like you need money on the rent and things like that, that's going to be a problem and chaotic. You need to go into your situation already having that laid out. If y'all are splitting it and whatnot, you always have your shit. Always. Never be in a situation where you have to sit down and talk to her because it's always going to make you look like less of a great leader. Just being honest. It sounds good when women say do that, but that's not very attractive and that's not very masculine if you have to be put in that position. That's why I think it's best for guys to always stay on their finances, just stay on top of that.
Not all women are the same because I'm not that way.
Don't matter.
So you can't say that.
To his point, in a lot of scenarios,
majority,
right? There's people that do judge that. The reason why I'm not going to say majority, the reason why I won't say that is when I look at the landscape of most people that I see around me, there's 2 people in the crib working and all of that shit. I do know some people, and most of my friends that are rich, they're the ones that I see in those situations. And there's other things that come along with that. Because when a person has, no matter what people feel, sometimes people could start feeling like when they got more money or they pay the bills, they don't notice that subconsciously they start looking at the other person lower. You know what I'm saying? They start looking at them lower. So some people want the person to be in that situation because the minute we just talked about this, the minute the woman says, all right, well, check this out. I actually think this job is hard. I would rather answer phones at the dental office and bring a check.
Before he get too far into this, when one person makes more than the other person, usually it's the woman's side that start looking like the guy is inadequate if she makes more than him. Just being honest. Usually when a guy makes more money, he looks at it as a way to me to bring her up even more, elevate her. Why do you think men get their girls' bodies done and things like that? Or you try and get bigger houses or put yourself in better positions. Usually the guy always pulls the woman with him. Never shames her to act like she's not, anything. If she's beautiful and if she's very helpful, he's always going to exalt her. But it's usually the opposite. If your chick start making more money than you, that's where the problems might come in.
And I could make $60,000 in a cool office talking on the phone. Right. I'd rather do that and bring that to the house because
instead of being home with the kids.
Ain't many though. But what I'm saying is that job, I'm not the one compared to the woman with her feet kicked up. That job is easier than the 3-kid wild house.
Do you think that in that scenario though, right? Let's say for instance, if the guy's paying all the bills, right? And the woman, she's staying at home. And in that scenario, she says, you know what? This is hard. I'm going to go to work. And now she goes to work. She makes money. Now she's bringing that money to the household. You think she treat the nigga different?
I think that in some cases, absolutely. Yeah. I absolutely do. Yeah,
in what way?
Because it's the same way.
I am now independent. I don't have to be as dependent for you. That's exactly what it shows.
Man will keep the woman in a place because he gets a certain control. Right? But when she get her own money, now she's gained a certain amount of control, and now there's a power struggle.
Yep.
That's a problem.
There can be.
That's why it's better what Slice said, in my opinion. When they came from the beginning, they both came bringing something, so nobody was ever in the place that act like they was above or had some control. We met somewhat equal on some form of an equal playing field, so we have to do everything somewhat equal, because every nigga that when you really got the bread, right, even the smallest thing, the couch is gonna be the couch that I buy, because I'm the nigga paying for it. You got money for a new living room set? No,
I think
the new living room set is on the way.
Yeah, see, I got two things to say about that though. Like,
I think it just shows something before he started cooking that a lot of us, we all deal with this. Y'all notice that we literally deal with the same things as guys? Think about that. We deal with the exact same things. Now, I will say this, the situations that women deal with, it's very random a lot of the times. That lets you know that more guys are dealing with women, and women, even the good ones, they're all personality traits, all align the same things they ask for, the same thing they operate. We see it across the board, man. It's kind of scary.
Two things to touch on. So, first thing, since we just reached this is fresh. Granted, let's just say you do able to pay everything, whatever, and you choose to get a job because you feel like you don't even want to do that. You still gonna have to do the house on top of the job.
You will,
because let's just say you working at night or y'all working opposite schedules. Because at the end of the day, everybody not gonna pay for childcare. Everybody not gonna do whatever. Y'all got kids or whatever. So y'all still gonna have to take care of the house at some point in time. So let's just say y'all both work 8 to 4. Somebody gotta do, y'all either both or somebody, y'all still gonna have to take care of the house.
You said that's the key thing. She basically gave you part of the responsibility. She said what she basically said was
trade it off.
Right.
But what if y'all work opposite schedules? Now it's like I work mornings, you work nights. So you holding the mornings down, I'm holding the nights down, or I'm holding the nights down.
That's how it goes. She want to give him some of that pain back, or vice versa.
Think about this. That's another thing too. If y'all got children, daycare, school, the mornings is free.
Even for the
mornings is free for both. So if I work nights and you get a morning job, you still got to do the same shit at night. Cause the kids.
Most of these chicks is lazier than they try and give themselves credit. Just being honest, most of them do not do anything during the daytimes. Especially if they have kids. If the kids are in school, they're at home watching TV, lollygagging, on their phones. Now with social media, that's been a big danger to women. Because when women able to get downtime and free time, they chill and they absorb themselves into social media and TV shows.
School. So you just got a job for what? You get what I'm saying?
For extra money.
You got
job for extra money,
you
but
got
you
a
still
job.
doing the same duties because at
They
night.
got a job so that they could pay a bill because the feeling of handing over, the feeling of handing over one day.
So they don't care about taking care of the house and shit. They just want to have money.
People wake up.
That's not true.
No, people wake up and realize this. They be like this. This is what a woman think. Cable bill is what? 200? Electric bill is what in this house? 500? This is the. If I pay these, you saying that I could have some ground to stand on to be like, yo, I did something. You can't talk to me anyway. Or you can't rip and run whenever you want.
It's still a comparison though. If I'm paying the bulk of it don't like. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like it's still at the end of the day. I feel like it's still gonna be levels. And I'm not trying to say I don't ever want to bring the bread into it. If you pay bills, if you go 50-50, if you go 60-20, that's what your household.
Ladies,
I never really want to get into this. Like the talk,
my fault.
Just because like it is what it is.
Ladies, I have a question. I know Jamie mentioned it. I know they said she wasn't in them scenarios. At the time when your man's paying the majority of these bills or all these bills, do he come home to a bath drawing?
No.
Oh, I've done that plenty of times.
Because when I hear these scenarios from my homies that do pay all the bills, it's looked at as if they are supposed to do that. Like a man is supposed to provide, and the whole skewed definition of it. But they don't be coming home with they bath drawing. They might got an Uber Eats meal on the table when they get home.
No,
what I'm saying is,
I would buy stuff, and I would buy stuff like.
To sum up what he's saying is, whenever we talking about men, our roles are defined and we accept them.
Yeah.
Right. Whenever it's talked about what a man is supposed to do, bro, we could draw a long list, and a man won't deny any of them. When it goes to the women's side, shit get fuzzy, or it's pushback.
I actually agree with that one.
It's pushback, right? Or it's looked like as they hear it as disrespect. When it's like to almost say to a woman now, like, yeah, well, you go, when I come home, the house got to be clean. I want the dishes, blah blah blah. That is in turn
what, nigga? That's what you're gonna be met with.
You almost gotta present it with kid gloves. The way you have to worry about how you say it.
You dating the wrong woman.
But they could tell us.
You definitely dating the wrong woman.
Seem like you trying to control
You dating the wrong
we gotta
woman.
do. It don't matter the tone. We'll be like,
No, even the good ones still have contention with it. She talking about dating the wrong woman. All of y'all. Maybe if we go overseas possibly and get us somebody from another country, it might be different. But majority of women in America, they're bred a certain way. They're bred just to think like us because they grew up the same way we grew up. So they feel like they like many guys. So if you tell them something, they like, what? Who you telling them to do that to? That's how they feel.
Jay, is it cultural?
You dating the wrong woman.
It can.
Hold on, wait,
I know you can.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to figure it out where this is happening. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Listen to me.
Break it down, G.
I never had that issue.
I never had that issue either. I make sure my man, when he comes from work, the last thing I did, I was in a lingerie, make sure, and then with his food on the table.
It's definitely cultural.
Lingerie and the food on the table. I said, Papi, which one you want to eat first?
Okay, y'all will throw that lingerie on, but are you working out consistently for that lingerie to look right? We got to be very honest right here. Come on now. Y'all say like, oh, I'm trying to spice it up. I'm doing all this stuff, but you never tried to even work on improving yourself. So you think you can just throw it on and it's all good. No, put in the work to make sure it stays right. I don't like that. See, she just said, I throw on lingerie. What do you do to make sure it's nice and tight, nice and right? Do you work out? You do squats? You make sure that ass popping? See, that's the stuff that they don't even want to. You don't tell them to work out. It's gonna be a problem in your house.
I've been inside of.
Which one you want to eat first?
Exactly.
Listen, and I'm gonna be honest.
And the food is on the table.
It's black people shit.
Oh.
It's black people shit. I'm gonna be honest,
I
bro.
ain't washing his clothes.
Let me tell you something.
Why not?
I've been in.
Ironing. I'm washing his clothes. I'm ironing.
Thousands of houses. Bro.
I am.
I've been in thousands of houses.
I wash the clothes. I iron the clothes. I clean all of that.
I'm keeping it real, bro. I've been in thousands of houses. That my whole career, I've done DirecTV. I've done Pico. I've been in people's houses and I see how people live. And I'm talking about I've been in thousands of houses over the last 25 years, bro.
That makes sense.
When I go in Asian people cribs, when I go in Puerto Rican homes, people that are from the islands,
Catering
bro,
to the
they
man.
are way
Yes,
more
we do.
submissive and they are way
We do
more
cater.
accepting of
Yes.
their roles.
Yes.
They don't take it as disrespect. When most of the time, I'll tell you, 90% of the time, when I go into a customer's house, the wife is home. That's who's letting me in. The husband's not even there. He's at work.
Yeah. Usually.
He's working and she's in the crib taking care of the crib.
I just sent y'all something that y'all might have not have saw, right? And it was a meme, like a skit that somebody made. And it's a woman who seems to be like Filipino. And her husband is black, and he goes to make a plate. And she's like, no. She's like, you're going to make me, and the whole family is looking. This is a real thing.
It's 100% a real thing.
I had friends who we had a bunch of couples and we all did food, food. I'm at my friend's house.
I think I'm a leader right there. They hit everything on the head for the most part. I think it is a cultural thing, just being honest, man. And the guy up top, he had a great experience explaining how he did direct TV, and he's been in multiple houses. So he's seen different dynamics amongst different ethnic groups. And yes, you will see how some ethnic groups of women, they treat the men differently because they see the traditional roles and they understand like, hey, this is a man still, this is my man. He's the leader of the situation, opposed to in America now. We brainwashed and we just grew up a whole lot differently amongst each other. So we look at each other as equal from the gate, just in school or whatnot, in America. And that's going to be part of the biggest problem. And then as you get into relationships, the woman feel like she working just as hard as the man, trying to survive and take care of herself or whatnot. So now she feel like she don't listen to him, to the things that he's saying. Even if he paying all the bills, she still don't look at that as gives him the right to tell her what to do, because she feel like, who are you talking to at that point? I can do the same thing. I can pay all my bills. So a woman really would rather struggle, get a lower paying job just to absolve herself of saying that you have any type of dominance over me. So you know what? I'll get this cheap ass paying job and I'll struggle paying these bills just so you ain't got something over my head. And women do that all the time, and that is scary. And they'll say that men are just being dominant. They're trying to control us. They're throwing it in my face. He's treating me like a slave. I don't want to hear that, because the large majority of the time, guys are not doing that. Guys are definitely trying to exalt the female that they actually have, especially if you show appreciation. What women will have contention with is usually going to be critiques. A man might want to critique his woman and say, hey, you think you could work out, do this and that? And it's met with, I'm not doing enough? Well, what are you talking about it? See, it's always going to be met with something. And that's the scary part of where people, when it comes to dating, because you have to go through these hoops and hurdles and hope that your woman end up learning or developing that she doesn't need to act like that. But sometimes if you met her already later, that's already going to be dead. That's why a lot of them try and meet younger so that they don't have to deal with this, or maybe possibly grow into maybe getting a better mentality and understanding. But if you meet one that's older already, that already think like that, you might be cooked, because she's not going to change. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. But this dynamic, what they broke down, bro, this was a great clip, because I feel like this hit on every house. I feel like this hits on a lot of households in America, black households, white ones as well. But definitely in the black community, I feel like there is a power struggle when it comes down to if someone is paying all the bills, it's overlooked and they don't care and appreciate about it anymore. It's kind of scary, because you would think that somebody who is taking care of all the bills should be exalted. This man is your savior, your hero. He don't have to do that. You could definitely put in that 50%, but guess what? You're going to be more worn out than he is. That's why we built different. Guys are built for them 14, 15 hour days, or, I'll say 12 to 15 hour days, depending on where they work at. Multiple days out the week, nonstop. Women can do it for sure, but men are more built for it. That's why they do it more consistently. I'll have this linked in the description so y'all can watch it in its entirety. Definitely a great group of people right here, man. The guys were cooking, the females, they were cooking as well. I'm guessing their situations might be a little different. All women say they're different most of the time. But make sure y'all check them out, sub to their channel, and watch this in its entirety. Make sure y'all like this video, comment below. This is your guy, JayBReacts, and until next time, y'all, peace.